5 years into your career and suddenly you start having regrets, regretting that you learned certain things way too late. Well, today instead of wasting time on stuff that doesn't matter, I'm going to tell you what most developers realize when it's already too late. For example, take a look at this code. Verbose, complex, dozens of lines, it's ugly. Now look at this. Clean, concise, beautiful. Or is it? You see, many juniors think that the more concise the code is, the better. But usually it's the other way around. Code needs to be readable. If it's a bit verbose, it often means it's easier to follow because it avoids cryptic shortcuts. Of course it's not always the case, but as a good practice, you should keep the code simple and ask yourself twice when you want to shorten it, because you might just complicate it by trying to be clever. And have you ever had those moments where you drop tons of console logs or print statements just to see if your code reaches a certain point? You're sitting there trying to figure out what's going on, like, bro, stop! What the hell are you doing? This is exactly why debugging tools exist. Yet so many developers start using them way too late. I know it feels overwhelming, like some alien technology, and it seems easier to just log a message, but trust me, it's not. Once you grasp how a debugger works, you'll solve problems in minutes. It shows you the exact values and how your code executes line by line. So learn it now if you want to save your time and your sanity in future. Then there's unit testing. I know tons of companies don't even know what this is, but it's vital. Let's say you wrote a function. You tested it manually and it works. Perfect. But a couple of days later, your app breaks. What the f? You start debugging only to realize that the feature you added today accidentally broke the function you wrote last week. Now you have to manually test every single method every time you change something. Boring, right? That's where unit tests come in. Instead of testing it manually, you just write a test suite which may be run whenever you want, making sure that everything works as expected. You might lose some time writing them now, but you'll save weeks of headaches later by not having to hunt down bugs every time you push a change. So if someone says unit tests don't matter, shut your ears and go write them. Clean code. It's a great thing to have unless it's abused. I've seen projects where people overcomplicate everything just because they learned a new design pattern or heard about a clean code principle. But these principles should never override common sense. An abstract factory might be cool, but do you really need it for your case? Are you using it because it's necessary or because you think it might pay off 20 years from now? Do you really need to split this logic into 10 different methods, or is one enough because the logic will never be reused anyways? So think twice before applying a pattern or a clean code principle, because sometimes trying to make the code better, you're just over-engineering it, and instead of having readable and easier to grasp code, you have 7 million abstract classes, which obviously helps no one.